Hello, welcome to the weather updates about 9:30, December 23rd, 2021. Plenty of clouds around. And we have a few snowflakes around tonight. That's probably all we're going to see as far as any accumulation. That's going to be to our north. But looking at the satellite, you can see the clouds streaming in, higher and mid-level clouds now. We had a lot of stratocumulus deck earlier on. Let's look at what we're dealing with. So this is what it looked like in the morning. You can see in the early morning, you could see there was like a streamer that was kind of stuck over Long Island. If you were in New Jersey, you weren't dealing with that. But then we had this deck of mid-level clouds kind of come in throughout the day. So yeah, a good deal of clouds around today. Not really a nice, clear, sunny day like we were hoping for. Of course, that's what you get in this pattern that we're in. Looking at the current temperatures outside right now, well, it depends on where you are. 28 at Islip, but it's 21 with the radiational cooling. The clouds moving in, I can probably put a lid on that. 21 at West Hampton right now. 2 points in the teens, so we have dry air in place. That's why a lot of this precipitation that we're seeing is very light, and it probably won't reach the ground, though I'm seeing that radiational cooling also in New Jersey as well. 23 at Coyle Field as well, 24 at Lakehurst. Toms River, we don't have an observation. 27 in Toms River proper. And as far as our neck of the woods here, temperatures around 30 degrees in the middle of Nassau County. So let's take a look at our highs and lows for the day. Start with the lows. So it got down to 19 at West Hampton. 27 at Islip, 32 at LaGuardia. Let's see if we can get Central Park in here. 31 at Central Park, so obviously not as much radiation cooling. But for the rest of us, we got down to the mid-20s last night. Temperatures tonight will probably be holding steady where they are. And it looks like Toms River, looks like their current low, let's see, 21 this morning at Coyle Field. So let's now look at the high temperatures for the day. And with all those clouds around, that kept us from getting too warm. 37 at Islip. It's a little bit below normal. 36 at West Hampton for a high. 36 in our area, Carl Place. 35 in Manhattan there at Central Park. And let's see if it was any warmer in Jersey. It'll not really, maybe 39 in Toms River. But other than that, not really a whole lot warmer. Generally upper 30s for highs for today. So again, we have this little bit of light snow moving into the area tonight, and you might see a couple of flakes, maybe, but this is all part of this like warm front that's kind of moving through. If we look at the Weather Prediction Center, you see that warm front right there. So we have a warm front, a little bit of light snow raking out ahead of it, and that's going to bring in warmer air once that passes. So here's that high pressure system and moves off. Well, it doesn't really move away. We have this like little warm front move through, and then we have more of a westerly flow for tomorrow. And then here comes the next system, which is going to bring rain on Christmas, which sucks, and it looks like we're going to have a chance of rain all day long. Unfortunately, it's not a rainy Christmas. Really sucks, and that's a rainy, warm Christmas is what we're going to have with this low here. And then it moves out. We get a break Sunday. Maybe some sunshine on Sunday, and then the clouds roll in on Monday, and then we have to watch for the next system. Looks like that one will be pretty weak, and we probably won't see too much precipitation. But here comes our next system, our next substantial system, which is going to be Wednesday, it looks like. They're going to be dealing with that. And then another one, get a break, and then another one hits, a weak one hits on Thursday, and then another one on Friday. So it's just one after another. Here comes the next one for the weekend. And then finally, we might see a more sizable high-pressure build-in as we head into the new year, into 2022. But this pattern is just ridiculous. This is a zonal pattern. And if you look at the jet stream here, you'll see that straight way. Look at this. This is as zonal as it gets. This is horrible. This is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, and it doesn't, and there's no end in sight to it. Unfortunately. So that means that when we look at our temperature anomaly throughout the country here, you'll see here that part of the country is above normal, and the cold air is kind of stuck in Canada. There's going to be a little trough, and it's going to bleed in. If you're in the Pacific Northwest or in this area here, you might get into that cold air a little bit, but we're not going to see it. We're just not going to get in. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a little trough that's going to form in the Pacific Northwest that's going to bring in some nice cold weather for them. But we're not going to see that. We're going to have to wait until maybe as we get into the new year. But you can see none of it's coming down. This zonal pattern is just locked in place, and it's horrible. So let's take a closer look at our neck of the woods. We'll go to the HRRR, and we'll look at the 0Z run to show you this light precipitation that's moving through. So here's your little light overnight snow, a little light snow, maybe a little rain mixed in if you're on the South Shore, East End, or Southern New Jersey. But it does come to an end by probably 8 or 9 in the morning tomorrow, and then we're dry. And then for Christmas, here's your next system. Rain breaks out probably Christmas morning and continues throughout much of the day. Light rain, probably not too heavy, but it's going to just be persistent. And then it gets out of here by Christmas night. So, yeah, a rainy Christmas absolutely sucks to deal with that. And it's going to be a warm one, too. So, first, let's look at the snowfall totals for this. And you can see maybe somewhere on the North Shore someone will get a coating, but I think the only areas, and still, you're going to be lucky to see an inch even in the mountains. So this isn't going to be a very big snowfall. But if it can cover the ground, it'll make things look pretty. But I think the best chances of that are north of our area. Let's look at the total accumulated precip, and you can see it really won't be that much liquid equivalent. It's that system on Christmas that'll bring us more rain. But it still won't be that much rain. I mean, we see between a quarter and a half an inch of rain. It's just going to be persistent and lingering all day long. It's making a very miserable, cloudy, dreary, warm Christmas, which is absolutely the worst kind of Christmas you can have. So tonight, our temperatures are probably going to stay around that upper 20s to around 30-degree mark. And then for tomorrow, we start off probably temperatures in the 30s, and then we may make it into the mid-40s, and the warmest temperatures will be further south. And then for Christmas, you can see that warmer air coming into the picture. And if you're really south, you'll be dealing with 70s if you're in Virginia. I'm glad I'm not there. But for us, we'll be dealing with temperatures around the 50-degree mark. All right, and we'll show you the dew points. The dew point and wind map, you see the winds going a little more southwesterly and westerly tomorrow. And then they'll become northwesterly again in the afternoon. And then become southerly again in the evening. And then for Christmas, we'll have a southwest to west flow. And that's a warm flow for us. All right. So let's go back to the temperature forecast. And we'll go look at the GFS and show you what it's looking like for the rest of this year. All right. So as we get through there, Sunday is going to be colder, but still above normal, probably mid to upper 40s. Monday, upper 30s. It won't be drastically above normal, but we'll be above normal most days. You'll see that, and then you see all that really warm air. Hopefully that does not get into our area. It looks like it's trying to make it come into our area on Thursday. Now, originally we were supposed to have a cool down next week, but again, it just keeps getting pushed away. And you can see there's just no really big cold air masses. And look at what happens on January 2nd. Look at how hot it gets in Jersey, near 70 perhaps. And then behind that front, it looks like it might cool off a little more, like Monday to into the 30s, but not really any really cold Arctic air. If you want the cold Arctic air, well, you're going to look at the Pacific Northwest. We'll show you what they're going to get into. And everybody's going to be jealous, I'm sure. So look at this really cold air that's going to come down to their area. So look at that. If you're in Seattle on Monday, you may have highs only in the single digits. So this cold air is going to come all the way down into probably the west, probably Flagstaff too. You're going to have highs only in the teens, and I'm really jealous. Look at that. Look at this. Idaho, Wyoming, below zero. So they're going to get into some cold weather. But no, not us. But yeah, that is going to be some really nice cold air for them. That at least we'll get to them area. If you're, like I said, if you're in Seattle or Portland, you're going to be dealing with some record cold next week to round out this year. but it just doesn't make it to us. It's just over the Pacific Northwest. You can see that there. Again, they are far north. Portland's, like I said, you're almost near the Canadian border, but it's generally a mild climate. And I'm sure they'll be dealing with some snow, too, with this cold weather, too. No, it looks fairly... I know they're going to be getting some snowfall, but then they're going to just have cold and sunny weather. So, yeah, very jealous if we look at the skies for them. Yep, it'll be fairly clear for them. Yep, we're not going to get into any of that. It sucks. So let's go look at our sky forecast for tomorrow and next week. We got the RGM model. Look at that. The good news is after some clouds in the morning, I think we're going to go mostly sunny. Except maybe for the eastern part of Long Island. I think it's going to be mostly sunny. I think we're going to have a period of mostly sunny skies from, say, if we're lucky, between like noon, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. I think we'll have mostly sunny skies. And that's definitely welcome, because after that, we're going to be stuck in the clouds for Saturday. And Sunday, we may break out of the clouds. Sunday, we may have another chance at a mostly sunny day, perhaps, at least for a little while before the next batch of clouds roll in. So it's not all doom and gloom. But after that, and we look at the GFS, you'll see that we're just stuck in the clouds after that. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all of next week. We're not going to see the sun at all next week, guys. It's just an awful pattern, and I don't know when we'll see the sun again. We may have to wait until January 4th before we see the sun again. So this is going to be a pretty crappy pattern. It's just going to be one system after another, after another, after another. And it's really going to suck. It's really going to suck big time. I'll just show you the NAM for the sky. I don't usually use the NAM for the sky, but we can show you that too. This is the 0Z NAM out to 45 hours, which is enough for tomorrow. NAM, not quite as optimistic about tomorrow. It has some more clouds around, but maybe this might be overdone. I'm hoping and praying it is. Hoping and praying. So let's go back to the GFS and show you what we're going to have to deal with next week. We'll count all the systems here. So this is the day system on Christmas. Pulls out. Next system, that one looks fairly weak and stays to the south of us. Tuesday, then the Wednesday system. And then you get a break, and then boom, another system for Thursday night, and then another system for Friday night, and then yet another system for Sunday and Monday, and it's ridiculous. And this is how much? We'll have to see how much precipitation this is actually. So it looks like we could be in for at least 2 inches of precipitation. Now we are dry, so we need the precipitation, but it's going to really be a crappy rainy pattern. One system after another. I hate this crap. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this is what we're going to be dealing with to round out it's fitting for what a crappy year. 2020 sucked. 2021 sucked. Why not finish it off with some crappy weather to finish it off with? So I just want to show you some other models here. The European model. We're going to look at this as well for the cloud situation for tomorrow. So this is 9 a.m., 12. You can see you have that break, so I'm really hoping we have that break. But you'll see the high clouds probably stream right back into the area by 3 p.m. But hopefully we can have enough of a break that we can actually have some blue sky tomorrow, which should be nice, because after that we're stuck in the clouds, and then maybe Sunday we get out of it. Looks like more likely sunshine will be over New Jersey on Sunday, perhaps. It looks more likely over New Jersey, but at least we can have a sunny day on Sunday. But then after that, we're stuck one system after another after another. Here's Monday, Tuesday. Well, it actually shows a little break on Tuesday. Maybe you won't have rain. Actually, this is Tuesday. But then the next system, it's just one after another after another after another. I freaking hate these zonal patterns. Actually, this is not looking as bad as the GFS. So maybe the European will be right, but if the GFS is right, well, the European seems to have some more high pressure building in, and I don't know what the temperatures would be that day. Probably still above normal. Yeah, still 37. Okay, it's not too bad. So we'll have to see what happens. But this zonal pattern, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's just sucks. I hate it. It's bottom line. I mean, when are we going to get a real winter around here? You know, where we have a couple of weeks of really cold weather, sunshine, and some snow on the ground. You know? Well, I guess if you want that, you're going to have to go to the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, because if we type in the forecast for, let's see Seattle. Let's see what they're forecasting for Seattle. Kind of curious. Let's see what they have. Yeah, highs in the 20s. They do have a chance of snow each day. What about Portland? That's a little more inland. Let's see. Because I know it's going to get pretty cold in Portland. Yeah, they seem to be a little less. The models are indicating it's going to be colder than this. So maybe being too conservative. Just have to see what the Weather Service is doing. What about Flagstaff? Well, it's interesting to see what the Weather Service has. They don't have any sunny days in Flagstaff either. To be honest with you. Yeah, they don't really either. It's going to be cold at least. But this zonal pattern, just if you want sunny and cold weather, maybe Maine. Let's see. We could pick a city in Maine. Trying to think of a good city. Well, Bangor, Maine. Let's see what Bangor, Maine has. Maybe they got some sunny. Look at that, sunny 24. Monday, sunny and 29. Yeah, it's like you gotta go to Maine to have the climate we used to have. Look at that, 9 degrees. It's great. That's great. All right. Well, like I said, if you like the warm weather, this is not normal. One of my viewers comments, "Oh, I like the warm weather. It's what I like." I'm like, yeah, I know. It's what you like, but it's not normal. And I don't like it. I like the cold weather. This is not. I mean, we're supposed to have 4 seasons, not 2 or 3. We're supposed to have 4 seasons. And it's all due to the polar vortex. So I was just going to show you this polar vortex. I don't usually show you this, but let's go to the northern hemisphere view, and we will show you the polar vortex. So if this is what the polar vortex is. You may not be able to see it on the whole screen, but you can see it's locked up. It's not splitting at all. Actually, I got to move this back. All right, so you can see it's just locked up. It's not. I'm going to move this along. If you look over here, right over here, so I think I can do it like this. Yeah, perfect. You'll see it's not splitting at all. You can see it sort of moves toward, there it goes, moving toward the northwest. That's going to bring in some of the cold weather into the northwest. But then it just pulls back up again. It's trying to bring in, but you can see it's just locked in place. It's not splitting at all. And when you have a split in the polar vortex, that's what really brings those bitter cold air masses down. But we're just not seeing that. We're not seeing that at all. And again, it's all due to the jet stream. It's all due to the jet stream. And again, if we look at the jet stream again one more time, we'll show you what the problem is. And the problem is this zonal flow. You can see there's a little bit of troughiness in the Pacific Northwest. That's the only area, but you can see it's just a fire hose. Just freaking, well, I wouldn't say fire hose, but I mean, it's zonal. There's no, what you want to see here, if we want to have winter in our area, is you want to see the jet stream dipping down like this. You sort of see it over here, but it needs to be further south. All right? And then you can have the cold polar air coming down here like this, the cold Arctic air. All right? That's what you want to have if you want to have a winter. But it's just too much of a zonal flow, and the cold air can't get settled in place. You don't have the blocking over here. See, look over here, Greenland, all right? Explain something, all right? So what you want to have is a blocking high right here over Greenland, all right? That forces the jet stream south and brings the colder air down into the eastern U.S., all right? But we're not getting that. Instead, we have a low there. So nothing is cooperating for us to get winter right now in the East Coast, so it really sucks, at least in this part. I mean, you can go to Maine, it'll be cold. You got to go way north. If you're Long Island or even further south, forget it. You're not going to see winter. You're going to see this new normal winter, as I like to call it. But yeah, so that's going to wrap up this weather update. Of course, I wish all of you a Merry Christmas, and try to have another one for you tomorrow night. enjoy tomorrow. Enjoy the sunshine. I hope we get some sunshine and blue sky because I am already feeling deprived of it. Anyway, thank you for watching and take care.